Hello, my name is Caitlin Moon, and today I will inform you on why technology should be incorporated into all classrooms. The two main electronic devices that I really want to emphasize on and incorporate into the high school classrooms are smartboards. Smartboards are interactive boards that look very similar to a whiteboard and function more so like a touchscreen laptop. The other device is a tablet. Tablets are used for very many different purposes, such as listening to music, or watching movies, downloading games, accessing the internet. And what a tablet is it's a handheld computer device that has all the same functions as a laptop, but you're able to access it with the touch of the finger and hold your hand. And the two things that these technological devices need is internet connection. Internet connection is the connection that it takes to search the web for all electronic devices. And there's two different ways that you can access internet connection, and that is through Wi-Fi and a direct router. Wi-Fi is this top symbol right there. It's most commonly seen at the top of a smartphone. It is a wireless connection that connects devices such as laptops, smartphones, smart boards, tablets, etc. to the internet. And a direct router is a cord that connects directly from a routing device to the device that you would like connected to the internet through a cable port. Students spend around 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, 4 weeks a month, and 10 months out of the school year in the classroom. And since they're spending so much time in the classroom, it only makes sense to incorporate an interactive, more efficient way to learn through the use of technology. Students don't spend all this time and hours on end in the classroom unsupervised. We have teachers, and teachers are responsible to teach and require knowledge, and the way they do that is detrimental to the way the students learn. And when teachers lack the resources needed to deliver the information in the most efficient way, the students are affected in a negatively manner. And that's why it's beneficial to incorporate technology for students, but it's also beneficial for teachers because when teachers are able to use technology, they are able to answer all students' questions, access resources, and give examples. And students are able to learn in a more enjoyable manner and engage in learning techniques. Steve Jobs, Donald Trump, Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres, and Michelle Obama. What do all these people have in common? Well, they are all powerful American figures. Their knowledge and success is based off of the foundation of their education, which started in high school and led them to college and graduate school. And upcoming generations are expected to fill the shoes of these powerful figures. And in order for upcoming generations to run successful corporations, businesses, and to inspire and innovate, they're going to need the best education possible. And they can obtain that through technology. And that technology will not only provide them with a better education, but it will also prepare them for the future to take on jobs such as these successful people. All around us, the world is innovating and becoming more technological advanced, and in all career fields. And the more emphasis people put on the value of technology, the more it's incorporated in our daily lives. And by introducing technology and technological softwares at an earlier stage, such as high school, students can have an advantage and be prepared for jobs and post-high school career fields. Al-Zaid Beyin, Nasser Jamil, Leong Lei Mei, and Bong Soon Fook all participated in an experimental study that focused on teachers' attitudes towards classroom in relation to the amount of technology they had access to. The study emphasizes that the teachers who had better attitudes usually had the use of information and communication technologies, ICTs, and were more likely to incorporate them in their learning activities. and the teachers who did incorporate the ICTs had an outstanding increase in overall learning of students and better test scores in all fields. Another example of a case study done by Ryan Lytle shows the effect technology can have on students outside of the classroom. His study focused on how students needed an excess amount of help outside the classroom as well as in the classroom, so when they go home to have help. And he uploaded lectures and assigned online homeworks that were able to engage students and make them enjoy math work more, which increased overall individual performance as well. This is a diagram of the 5 main regions of the brain. Our study and research focuses more on the frontal lobe, which is the red region right there, circled at the top. The frontal lobe is actually divided into 3 further sections. According to one of San Diego, California's most well-known neurologists, the frontal lobe of our brain contains 3 key sections, which are the primary motor cortex, the premotor area, and the prefrontal cortex. In an article titled "How Your Brain Changes with Age," Dr. Devaya talks about how during the time between 14, which there is a CAT scan of the brain at age 14, to the age 18, right here, the frontal lobes are developing and allowing teens to start comparing concepts, having more grounded and supported opinions, and truly individualizing. Devaya, MD, 2013. The brain is the most complicated organ in the body, and as the brain develops, the frontal lobes also develop, and the development of the brain alters thousands of functions that it has control over, and the 3 main functions, or the 3 key sections of the frontal lobe, are also affected by this development. All 3 sections of the frontal lobe have different functions, and in particularly, the prefrontal cortex has executive control over attention spans. Dr. Hess of San Diego, 2015. This portion of the brain begins to respond better to digital technology as the prefrontal cortex begins to develop. Not only does technology help hold attention spans for long periods of time through the use of hands-on learning, but it also helps engage students, causing them to use more brain function at a single time, and that allows them to retain larger amounts of information for longer periods of time. This diagram is an example of a student who, on the right, is not engaging in hands-on learning and is sitting quietly, and this one right here is a student who is engaging in hands-on learning, and it shows the different brain activities for each one. Therefore, we conclude that technology not only helps prepare students for the future and helps obtain the best possible education, but it can also scientifically be proven to hold attention spans for longer periods of time and to help retain large amounts of information for longer periods of time. And this is why technology should be incorporated into all high school classrooms. And these are my 8th grade.